occasion we dealt with the issue of Dobsonville, where the version of accused number 1 is that you switched on. So he says it's the version of accused number 1. He says where the version of accused 1 is that you switched on his mobile phone and you scrolled his contacts until you came across the name Mkulu. Right. So you say you distance yourself from that proposition.
Uthi wena uhlangani ke nale nkulumo eyayikhulume ubaba Mngomezulu mhla ka 22 November unyaka 2023 ebuza ke umhula imibuzo.
Ngicabanga ukuthi sengikhuluma kaningi lento mhlawumbe kumanje kuze kufike manje. Ngithi efonini yami ayikho inamba engiyibhale ngokuthi Mkhulu. And umuntu abamfonelayo akusiye umkhulu bafonela uMagwaza baze ba drive baya kuMagwaza eSoweto.
I think I've stated this many a times until up to now, and I'm still maintaining that there is no Mkulu's numbers in my cell phone.
No,
and the person that they called, it's Magwaza, not Mkulu.
No, kinena ngangibatshena kanje ukuthi angazi lutho ngokufaka Senzo Meyiwa. Babe lokhu beqhubeka bengishayela khona ukuthi bafuna bona ngize kube ngazi ukuthi khona engikwazi ngokufaka Senzo Meyiwa. Lokhu ngibatshela angazi lutho ngokufaka Senzo Meyiwa. Namanje ngiyasho ukuthi ayikho inamba efoni yami ebhalwe Mkhulu. And umuntu abamfonelayo akusiye umkhulu bafonela uMagwaza.
And with regards to Gininda and them, they continued to assault me, wanting me to admit that there is something that I know about Senzo's death. However, I maintained, and I still maintain until this point, that I do not know anything about Senzo's death, and I do not know any Mkulu person on my cell phone.
And even prior to that, on the 21st of November 2023, at page 55, line 21, Mr. Mngomezulu put the following proposition to Sergeant Mkhola. Accused 1 will deny that because he instructed me to say his phone was switched on and then you made a call to the person who reflected to be Mkulu on his phone.
Uyaphinda futhi ke umnumzana Mngomezulu kungalo lona lelo langa lelo langa 22 kuNovember kunyaka 23 ebuza ke uConstable Mohula ukumbuza ke wamtshela ukuthi wena iloko wena umtshele khona uMngomezulu ukuthi yena uConstable Mohula wavula ke ifoni yakho wafonela ke umuntu ekuthiwa ke umkhulu usho uMngomezulu uthi ke yiloko ukushiwa uwe ekubeka kuMohula.
You called that person who gave you the directions to Dobsonville, where you realized that that person was also inyanga of accused 1.
Uthi ke kwafuna uthi ke ubaba Mngomezulu kubeka ke kuMohula ukuthi nina nafonela ke lo mlisa lo noma lo umuntu loyo owanibonisa noma ke wanilayela ukuthi ke indlela khanjwa kanjani ukufika lapho kanti naye loyo muntu kwatholakala ke ukuthi uyinyanga yakhe umsolo wokuqala.
Slowly, because I want to understand.
This was, as we mentioned, during the proceedings of the 21st of November 2023. Just want to get to that portion. November 2023, page 55, line 21, Mr. Mngomezulu. Accused 1 will deny that because he instructed me to say that his phone was switched on. Then you made a call to the person who reflected to be Mkulu on his phone.
Kwathiwa ke ubaba Mngomezulu masibeka ke lo umbuzo kuMohula mhla ka 21 kuNovember kunyaka 23 wathi ke umangalelo waqala uzokuphika lokho ngoba ke uthi yena umangalelo waqala wena Mohula waswitcha ifoni waletha ifoni yakhe maqeda lapho wafonela inamba ekwakutholakala ke ukuthi ibhalwe umkhulu.
You called that person who gave you the directions to Dobsonville?
Uthi ke umbaba Mngomezulu kuMokhula nafonela ke lo umuntu owanibonisa ke noma ke wanilayezela ke ukuthi nizofika kanjani kuleyo ndawo yase Dobsonville,
where you realize that that person was also inyanga of accused one.
lapho ke nabona khona ke noma nathola khona ukuthi lo muntu loyo onilayezayo ukuthi nize nifike kanjani eDobsonville naye uyinyanga yakhe umangalelo wokuqala.
Lento le ngiphinde ngibeke kanje, umshushisi einsukwini ezendlule yena ngokwakhe uke wenza mistake ngerecord wakhomba inamba wathi line number 24 ekhuluma ngepholo maqede mabe bethola ukuthi akusiwona u24 wathi wenze mistake.
I would like to bring it to this court attention that in the past days, the prosecutor has made a mistake with regards to the lines on and the records. Then he said that there was a line 24, and later it was discovered that it was not a line 24, and then he said that it was a mistake.
So ngebhadi uba Mngomezulu akasekho ukuthi ayikhulumele ukuthi wangi-understanda kanjani uma ngimchazela lenkulumo.
It is with unfortunate that Mr. Mngomezulu is not here before there is no more, and is not able to say whether there is a part or a portion where he made a mistake or not.
Njengoba namanje ngiyiphinda umuntu owayalela amaphoyisa la kuhlala khona uMagwaza yimi masifika eSoweto.
And I still maintain and repeat that the person who gave directions to Mokhula and them, that was myself in Dobsonville in Soweto.
Yes.
Akazi bezibelayo lo muntu osefoni ngoba masifika eSoweto bathi mina angibadirect la kuhlala khona uMagwaza eSoweto yimi ngahamba ngawubabonisa la kuhlala khona uMagwaza eDobsonville.
I'm the one who pointed out to Magwaza's place of residence. On our arrival at Dobsonville, they said to me that I should point where Magwaza stays.
Njengoba ngisho anginayo inamba ebhala ukuthi imkhulu efonini yami.
And as I've already made mention of the fact that I do not have a Magwaza's number on my cell phone.
And umuntu abamfonela
sorry, a number, Mkhulu's number on my cell phone.
and umuntu abamfonelayo akusiyena umkhulu uMagwaza umuntu abamfonelayo.
And the person that they called, it's not Mkhulu, it's Magwaza.
Babefika eSoweto uMabhena wangicela ukuthi angibadirect la kuhlala khona uMagwaza.
On our arrival in Soweto, Mabena requested me to give them directions of where Magwaza resides.
Ngabathatha ngabasala kuhlala khona uMagwaza.
I then took them to Magwaza's residence,
And uMagwaza mina angimazi njengenyanga.
and I do not know Magwaza as a traditional healer.
Your comment about the mistake regarding the passage, the pages is in fact wrong, and that is on record, but we leave it at that.
Ukuphawula kwakho mayelana nendaba yamapage ke i-wrong.
Yes.
Ikhona lapha i-record elichazayo ukuthi kwaku-page bani ku-line bani.
Yes.
No,
So,
bengishola ukuthi ngoba umshushisi washo yena ngomlomo wakhe ukuthi wenze imistake mayethi u24 kungesiwona u24 washo ngomlomo wakhe ukuthi wenze imistake. So ngishola ukuthi uMngomezulu mhlawumbe nabantu ukhona ngabe uyasho ukuthi wangi-understanda kanjani mangimchazela lenkulumo le ngayimchazela.
No, what I'm trying to get at is that you've made a mistake, and you've admitted that you've made a mistake. And if Mr. Mngomezulu was here with us, he was going to also indicate whether he got correctly my instructions or not.
yes, we leave it at that because you're completely wrong. That's not what happened.
Uthi ke sizoyishiya kanjalo ngoba kusilo okwenzakele.
Kodwa lokho kwenzakale yikho lokho engikushoyo.
But what happened is what I'm saying.
I see that you're making your best endeavors to distance yourself from the name Umkhulu.
Can you please repeat that, Mr. Rama?
I see that you're making it your best endeavor to distance yourself from the name Umkhulu.
Uthi umshushisi uyabona ke ukuthi wenza ngakho konke okusemandleni ke ukuthi wena uziqhalanise nalodaba noma ke negama leli elithi Mkhulu.
Ngiyaphinda futhi akekho umuntu engimazi ngegama elithi mkhulu.
I still repeat that there is no person that I know by the name. My grandfathers, but that I would refer to them as Mkulu.
Kodwa futhi mangibhala amafoni abo angiwabhala ukuthi mkhulu ngoba bebangaka nje ngiwabhala ngamagama abo.
But upon recording their cell phones on my their cell phone numbers on my number, I would not write them as Mkulu. I'd write their names.
You have just mentioned that Magwaza is not a traditional healer.
Uqeda ukusho ukuthi manje uMagwaza kusiyona inyanga.
Ngithi Magwaza ngimazi njengenyanga.
I said that I do not know Magwaza as a traditional healer.
We've just quoted a passage, and we'll quote it again during the proceedings of 22 November 2023, page 3, where Mr. Mngomezulu said the following at line 13. Mr. Mngomezulu, it is further my instruction that you immediately contacted that person who later you learned it is Mr. Magwaza, who is the nyanga that accused one is using.
Uyaqhubeka ke enkulumeni yakhe uMr Mngomezulu eqondise kuye ke uMogola ethi ke kuloko kushiwo wena ukuthi ke baqhubeka bafonela lo muntu ke owababonisa ke ukuthi ke uMagwaza Can you please repeat that Magwaza is
It's his inyanga.
ukuthi ke uMagwaza uyinyanga yakho.
Iphinde ngiyaphinda uMagwaza angimazi njengenyanga.
I still repeat that I do not know Magwaza as a traditional healer.
And akasiyo inyanga yami.
And he is not my traditional healer.
So you also distance yourself from this proposition
Yes.
by Mr. Mngomezulu.
Uyaqhelanisa futhi nale nkulumo eyenziwa uMnumzane Mngomezulu.
Ngikhuluma mina into engiyaziyo nento engizelela ibhoxini ukuthi ngizochaza engikwaziyo.
I'm only stating what I know and the reason for me to come here in this witness box to come and explain what I know.
What was the relationship between you and Mr. Magwaza? Can you just maybe repeat that?
Ubudlelwane bakho ke phakathi kwakho noMnumzane Magwaza kwakubudlelane obunjani noma ubudlelane obunjani?
Umuntu engimazi ngimjwayele 2020 ngabo January.
It is just a normal relationship of a person that was known to me, that I started knowing in 2020 January, around January.
So you deny that he was your inyanga?
Uyaphika wena ke ukuthi wayeyinyanga yakho.
Wayengesinyanga yami
He was not my traditional healer.
ngoba ngisho ukuthi angimazi njengenyanga.
As I've indicated that I do not know him as a traditional healer.
Right. Sergeant Mogola testified that they carried out an investigation there at the house of Mr. Magwaza, and they then left for Pambridge.
Uthi ke uConstable Mogola bayenza ke uphenyo lwabo lapho kwaMagwaza bese maqeda lapho kwahanjwa noma ke bahamba baya ke endaweni yasePambridge.
She says you're taken back to the motor vehicle after this investigation, and they then left for Pambridge.
Uthi ke bathatha bakubisela ke emotweni maqede lapho labangiswa ke endaweni yasePambridge.
Bafike bamshaya uMagwaza.
When they arrived there, they assaulted Magwaza.
Yes, I've put it to you that after an investigation there this is what you stated in your evidence in chief.
Bese ngisho ukuthi
Why was he assaulted?
wayeshayelwana.
Iba bangaphawula ukuthi bayemshayelana.
They can be the ones that to comment on that as to why were they assaulting him.
But on your version, there was absolutely no reason for them to assault.
Kodwa ke kuya ngawo ke
To assault him.
sasingekho isizathu sokuthi bamshaye.
Kodwa khona bamshaya.
But they assaulted him.
Right. Is it correct that after some investigation there at the house of Mr. Magwaza, that you put back in the in the motor vehicle.
Kuyiqiniso-ke ukuthi mabenza-ke ukuqeda ukwenza lolo phenyo lwabo lapha-ke uMagwaza ehlala khona bakuthatha futhi bakuphindisele emotweni.
mabeqeda ukushaya uMagwaza bakhuluma naye baqede basabuyele emotweni babuyele emotweni nawo.
After assaulting Magwaza, they spoke to him, and then yes, we went back into the motor vehicles.
Yes, and
Shuthi uphenyo yikho ukushaya abantu.
It means that their investigations is assaulting people.
and Mr. Magwaza lives in Dobsonville, is that correct?
Umnumzana Magwaza uhlala eDobsonville kunjalo.
Ebehlala eJobsonville angazi manje.
He used to reside in Dobsonville. I do not know at this current moment.
The AVL report, the auto vehicle location indicate that on the 31st of May 2020 at about 15:20 and 55 seconds, you are nearing Jonas Moabi Street, Dobsonville, Soweto. Is that more or less the time that you arrived at Mr. Magwaza's house?
I-AVL ibonisa-ke ukuthi mhla ka-31 kuMeyi kunyaka 2020 ke ngesikhathi sabo 15:20 55 seconds benihamba endaweni yaseJohannes Moabi Street. Ngabe izona iy'nkathi lezo enani ngazo eDobsonville?
Isikhathi ngangenaso.
I did not have time with me.
So this is the AVL of the Toyota Fortuner with registration number FV47 LRGP. And this was on the 31st of May 2020.
Lena-ke i-AVL ye-Fortuna ehamba inumber registration yakhona ithi LV47 LRGP.
Which serves as exhibit MM3A before this court.
Iwubufakazi nama MM.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it indicates that at 15:22:08 the ignition was switched off at Jonas Moabi Street, Dobsonville, Soweto.
Ibonisa futhi-ke ukuthi imoto yacishwa-ke ngesikhathi saka 15:22 eDobsonville noma-ke emgwaqweni uJohannes Moabi Street.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, you testify that you then went with the police to a township that you say you did not know. Is that correct?
Uye wanikezela ngomfakazi-ke ukuthi nahamba-ke naye-ke endaweni thizeni ongayazi wena. Kwilokishi ongalazi.
Is that correct?
Kunjalo.
Cela ungiphindele umbuzo.
Can you please repeat the question?
You testify that you went with the police to a township that you say you do not know.
Uthe wena-ke mawunikezela ngobufakazi bakho-ke niye nahamba namaphoyisa naye-ke kwilokishi wena owawungalazi.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you say it was at a double-story house.
Uthe-ke kwakuyindawo noma-ke indlu yohlobo lwe-double story.
Cha.
No.
No, but in your evidence in chief, you said it was a double-story house and you parked underneath the shelters. Was that not your evidence?
Bengasibona ubufakazi bakho-ke ekuqaleni ukuthi-ke kwakuyindlu yehlobo le-double story napaka lapho ngaphansi kwe-shelter.
Mhlawumbe umshutshi singamele ngiphindele uma kuyikuthi uthi akabhalanga ngendlela engangisho ngayo la abhale khona phansi.
I can repeat to you if maybe you did not take your notes in the way that I had explained.
Yes.
Is it about the double-story house?
Yes. Note that we have is that you say the police took you to a double-story house. They took me to a I'll just start just before that. After a few minutes, those police officers came back. That is now from Magwaza's house, got back into the motor vehicle. We departed. They went to buy food. I watched them eat. We went back to the township that I said, I don't know. They took me to a double-story house.
Emva kwemizuzwana ke lawo maphoyisa ayabuya sangena ke emoteni then sasuka ke eDobsonville sahamba ke sayiswa kule lokishi engithi angilazi endlini double bathenga ke ukudla badla ngababuka bedla bese sahamba ke sasiwa kule lokishi engingalazi kwafika ke kwamiswa ke endaweni noma endlini double story.
Motor vehicle stopped under a shelter.
Uthi ke imoto zamiswa ngaphansi komthunzi noma ngaphansi kweshelter.
Other motor vehicles came and parked near our motor vehicle.
Sezinye imoto zeza zemisa duzane nalapho imoto yethu beyimise khona.
Police officers got out of motor vehicles and went into the double-story house.
Amaphoyisa ehla emotweni angena khona ngaphakathi kuyo le double story.
And they took some time there.
Uthi bathatha ke isikhathi khona lapho.
Was it not your evidence?
Okungasiyibona ubufakazi bakho lokho.
Cela ukuyibeka ngalendlela le engayibeka ngakhona. Ngalendlela le engayisho ngayo. Lendlela esho umshushiza kusiyo indlela engayisho ngayo.
No, can I put it rather in a way that I said it? In the way that you are saying as a prosecutor, that's not the correct way. So can I put it in the way that I said it?
Yes.
Athi mina mabefika eDobsonville amaphoyisa afica uMagwaza amkhomba ngebhama amhlalisa phansi. Mina bangishaya ngempama mabeqeda ungifaka lapha ngaphakathi. Bangishaya ngempama base beyangikhipha futhi bangibuyisela emotweni emva kwesikhathi esincane wase ebuya lamaphoyisa beswashiye noMagwaza ngaphakathi.
What I said that is that upon arrival at Dobsonville, we went into Magwaza's home. And then they slapped me with an open hand. They also pointed Magwaza with firearms, and then they took me back to the car. And then they spent some time there with Magwaza, and then they came back to me at the car.
No, Mr. Sibiya, we're talking about the period after you had left the house of Magwaza.
Sesikhuluma ngesikhathi lapho ke senihambile lapha kwaMagwaza.
Ngoba ngithi kwangena emotweni kwahanjwa ngifuna ukuzela nawo kahle.
Like I'm saying that when I'm starting off by saying that we got into the motor vehicles and then we left, I want to explain it properly.
Bendlula kwenye indawo mabeqeda ukusuka lapha kwaMagwaza bendlula kwenye indawo lapha ya eSoweto bathenga ukudla badla.
Then they passed at a place there in Soweto where they bought food and ate.
Basasuka lapho sabuyela kuleli lokishi lengithi mina angilazi ukuthi liphi lela lokishi.
We then left that place where they were eating. We went to this location that I indicated that I don't know.
Bafike bami imoto zakhona sezihlukana ngokweyitrati.
And then we stopped there, and then the cars stopped in different streets.
Imoto lehamba mina yahamba yayishiya lezi imoto lezi ngayibona esikwelinye kwenye ibuilding upstairs.
The motor vehicle in which I was being conveyed in then drove off. Then we then drove off and until we reached a building or a double-story building.
La ifike yapaka khona kuleya parking ene shelter phezulu.
That's where it parked, where the parking there was a shelter.
Emva kwesikhathi kwafika lamaphoyisa amanye swashile lapha ya.
And then later the other police that we had left there came. On their arrival, they then entered the safe building.
Upstairs.
The one that is has stories.
But that's what we've just put to you now, Mr. Sibiya. What's wrong with what the proposition that we've put to you?
Ingalendlela ke engiyibeke kuwena babusibiye ukuthi ke wahanjwa lapho wafika ke kule ndawo ye double story wapakwa ngaphansi kweshelter manje ihlukaphi ke nale wena oyishoyo manje uyichazayo.
Umshushisi uthi safika elokishini sahamba sangena endlini edouble story safike sapaka kwishelter.
What the prosecutor has said is that I said that we went to a place or we went to a location wherein we got to a double story and then we parked under the shelter.
In any case, you say the police then went inside the house and then came out a short while later, is that correct?
Uthi ke angena ke amaphoyisa lapho aphuma ke emva kwesikhashana.
Angena kule building aphuma emva kwesikhashana athatha isikhathi.
In this building that I'm referring to, they did not take a short while, they took a long time.
Is it a residential house?
Indlu
This
ehlala
double-story building?
le double story okhuluma ngayo indlu mhlambe kuhlala abantu khona.
Ngithe ibuilding
I-
akusi umuzi.
It's not a house. I said it was a building.
Yes. And when they came out, what happened?
Mabe phuma ke kwenzakalani?
Ngathi mabephuma lapho kwahanjwa kwayiwe eJimston lawo imoto zafike zangena khona ngaphansi parking ngaphansi kwe flat.
And then from there, the motor vehicles then drove to Jimiston, wherein they parked at a set of flats, and the parking, it's underneath the flats.
But Mr. Sibiya, did you ever go to the house of Mr. Lano Zwane at Palm Ridge in Katlehong on this day?
Wena ngalelo langa ke wasiwa ke noma ke wayiswa kuleyo ndlu leyo yakalano Zwane in Mr. Baloyi?
Palm Ridge, Katlehong.
Palm Ridge eKatlehong.
Ngoba ngichaza into alanelizwane angiyazi akazange ngize ngiye endlini kaZwane.
Like I've explained that I did not know Lionel Zwane's house. I did not go to his house.
Mr. Sibiya, are you saying that on the 31st of May, 2020, in the evening, you were never at the house of Mr. Lionel Zwane, the traditional healer who testified?
Mnumzane Sibiya, wena ufuna ukuthi ke nge-31 zaka May kunyaka ka-2020 ke ebusuku kwakhona awuzange wena ke uye endlini yakaLionel Zwane lo ewafika la wanikezela ngobufakazi?
Ngithi indlu kaLionel Zwane angiyazi.
I am saying that I do not know Lionel Zwane's house,
Angaze ngize ngiye kuyo.
and I've never went to it.
Right. Now, as we've mentioned, there are AVL records that indicate that at 31 or on the 31st of May 2020 at 17:46 10 minutes, the Toyota Fortuner with registration number FV47 LRGP was driving near Palm Ridge Road, Palm Ridge, Katlehong.
Manje ke i-AVL iyabonisa ke ukuthi leya Fortuner leya umhla ka-31 ku May unyaka ka-2020 ngesikhathi saka 17:46:10 yayishayela ke endaweni yase Palm Ridge eKatlehong.
Lalela.
I'm listening.
Then on the same day, 31 May 2020 at 17:46:41 near Palm Ridge Road, Palm Ridge, Katlehong, ignition off.
Iyabonisa ke futhi ukuthi ngalo lona lolo suku lolo ngo 17:46:41 yacishwa ke imoto.
Lalela.
I'm listening.
Yes. We have already referred to the evidence of Sergeant Mohola. Sergeant Mohola testified that you are the one who took them to this particular house.
Njengoba sisishilo ke ukuthi siyesabuvakashela ke ubufakazi bakhe baka Sergeant Mohola okuyena ke uchaze ukuthi wena oyowabahambisa lapho kuleyo ndlu.
Ngoba ngisho ukuthi into kaZwane angiyazi uZwane angimazi. Uma bengathi bona yimi ngabathatha ngabasa lapha ya. Kwakungani bethathe ifoni yami uma bethi mina ngaya lapha ngokuthanda kwami. Kwakungani bethathe ifoni yami befonele umuntu osesowetho besuke lo ngishilelo beye eSoweto bephinde bebuye eSoweto mabefike bekhuluma noZwane no Magwaza bethu ukuthi akusiyelo umuntu abamfuna bese beyabuya. Uma bethi mina ngangenza lento le ngokuthanda kwami noma ngangenza into engiyaziyo bengazenzeli bona into yabo abazenzela yona mina ngasilutho ngoZwane.
I do not